Quilting, and today we are going to work on an improv quilt. So I know that we did this video last Friday, but I wasn't able to have my multi-camera view, and I thought that today we would do an improv patriotic block. You can use whatever fabrics. I know that we have a worldwide following, but you can use whatever fabrics that you have for your country. Today I'm going to use some red, white, and blue scraps that I have. And I have a lot of navy blue or blue because I don't know, I think I love blue. I'm not sure. So, and then I've got lots of red quilt fabric left over too. So what? Hi Laura, how are you? It's good to see you guys. What do you think? I organize my scraps by color. And what do you think is one of the color that you have the most of? I actually know what is the fabric color that I have the most scraps of. And I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know that that's what we're going to do, but we're going to do, hi Lynette. Hello everybody from Facebook and hello everybody from YouTube. Okay, Diane, she says pink. You know what? I would have thought I had a lot of pink. I was surprised I didn't have as much pink as I want. But I just went through all of my scrap fabrics and we organized them by color. And the one I had the most of was navy blue. And I was really surprised by that. And the second was red. So tell me what fabrics that you have the most of too. So anyway, but I thought it would be fun to do an improv patriotic block. Now this is not an improv patriotic block. We're going to be making something that's different from this, but I'm going to show you. I've got a pattern for you guys. And it's just really laid back. It's fun and free and spontaneous and improv. Okay, so there's no, oh, it's Luke. It's Luke. I guess I could just answer it. Let's say hi to Luke real fast. How about that? Hey, Luke.
Yeah?
Mom's doing a live video, so I can't talk right now. Okay? So, yeah?
I was just wondering when you go back to special needs Rachel.
Oh, it's this Thursday. But I'm doing a live video. Yeah, this Thursday, okay? So, but let me talk to you later, okay, buddy?
Tomorrow?
Yes, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, sorry guys. Sometimes he calls me, I don't know why. He must finish his lunch at the day program he's at. Okay, Robin's got a lot of red, blue, and purple. Yeah, okay, I'll show you my bin of blues I have. Oh my gosh, Belle, it's great to see you from Tennessee. We've got Lynette with greens and blues. We've got Laura with pinks and greens. And someone said hi to Luke. It's so fun. Okay, this is a large piece of fabric I have right there. But look at this. This was all my blues. Is that not crazy, you guys? So that was my biggest stash of kind of the fabrics. And then my next biggest, so we use these bigger bins. I kind of want to find some different bins for my stash. This was my reds right here. Crazy, huh? So we're going to use up some of these reds and these blues and kind of dig into our stashes. And I hope you guys dig into your fabric stashes too. I'm curious, it's just fun to do things that use up your stash. Okay, so I'm still getting more quilt blocks from people. These are from Lynette and from Liz Boyce. And so they're a lot of fun. And these are for the We Are All In This Together quilt. So that people are sending me. And I have a bonus for that quilt. I have an easier house for you and a couple other things, so I'm going to be emailing that for you guys that have the pattern. Okay, let's get started. We are going to do a quilt block that has one whole corner of just blue, and then on this side of the quilt block, we're going to make red and white stripes. Okay, so let's get started so we're not on live for a really long time. So, oh dear, now that's a doctor. I should probably take that call, but I can't. So, okay, this is a great piece of blue fabric. Let's try to get to the scrappier pieces. Oh my gosh, there's not very many scrappy pieces in here. Crud! Okay, well, why don't we use some This has some smaller scraps in it. Let's just throw in some, let me find some scraps here. This is what we used from last week. Let's do that, and let's do that. Okay, and I gotta turn off my ringer so I don't hear my phone. Usually I have it turned off. Okay, here's what we're gonna use for our blue. All right, this is a scrap bin I have of just little pieces, but it doesn't have very much red in there. So we're gonna use these pieces right here, and we're gonna do this pretty quickly because we want our improv to be fun and fast. All right, so, and I'm gonna just cut a piece off of this fabric right here that we can work with. Oops. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and let's go to the overhead camera. Hi, Jane from South Wales. We're gonna do another improv quilt block, but this time we're going to do it with whatever your country's colors are, okay? So let's go ahead, and we've got on the overhead camera, let's go ahead and sew. How about this piece of fabric right here? And you know, the one thing you have to do sometimes when you're sewing, let's sew these two together. All right? And we will make these smaller pieces. This little polka dot, it's kind of like I think it's a snow polka dot from a Christmas fabric collection that I quilted with a long, long time ago. It's also funny to even think, you know, did I finish that quilt? That quilt I have is not finished. That's really sad. I need to get busy on that. Okay, I warmed up here's my pressing mat. So I'm going to just press this real fast because this is definitely wrinkly right there. Okay, and let's go ahead and press this open. So we are going to cut this apart. All right. So now let's just kind of maybe get that same chunk out of there if we can. We'll just kind of be spontaneous with our ruler. And I'm going to kind of match this. There we go. Okay, so now we have a piece that's like this. Hey, Amanda Hankins, I think. Yes, there you are, Amanda from Louisiana. She shared something that she does with her improv quilting and all her scraps. When she is sewing something together and she's got leftover pieces, she just makes like a whole cloth from her leftover pieces and mushes them all together. And then what she does is she makes something from it as if it's a piece of fabric. So let's go ahead and put a piece right here on this. So let's go ahead and pull this back. And so, for example, she'll make like a clothespin hanger. I will share that picture that Amanda posted in the Everyone Can Quilt group. Amanda, I think you maybe posted it as a comment. Maybe it was, I'm going to share that because you guys, it is a brilliant idea. So as she sews, she just goes ahead. Okay, let's open this up. We're going to just trim that off. All right, so now we've got 3 pieces together. And we're going to make this eventually into a triangular piece. All right, so I'm going to want to, how about we build another piece right here. And then what she does, oh, Jane, it's red, white, and green, your country's colors. Wonderful. I love it. See, this is something that anybody can do no matter where they are. So I'm doing red, white, and blue, but no matter where you live, you just pick your country's colors and then do a fun improv block. You could make it into a table runner. You could make it into a tote bag. You could make it into just about anything. You know what I mean? And I like how it's improv and it's done, you know, spontaneously like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just put these 2 together. And what we're going to do with this, and let's just go ahead and go here, and we're not going to get real crazy or fancy or anything like that. How about we just, I don't know, this is looking almost too symmetrical. You know what I mean? For improv. It's kind of funny. Okay, here's another piece right here. I'm going to sew this onto here. Okay? Another scrap of fabric that I've got from my my blue bin, and I'm going to bring this over just a little bit, and then we're going to probably be able to use this, okay? Because we are going to make this cut this into a triangle, and then our other side of the block is going to be like kind of red and white stripes for what I'm doing. And I can't wait to see what you guys do. But I want you guys to experiment with this. If you have not experimented with improv quilting, I want you to just kind of play around with it and just look at your scraps and do something with it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Why don't we kind of cut this? Maybe, what should we do here? Let's sew one more of this fabric right here, maybe on this side over here. And so what she does, what Amanda does, Amanda, can you, yeah, you think it's a comment. Can you write down what you put in your comment? So as she just kind of has scraps, and boy, what she makes is just so beautiful. So she kind of takes all the scraps and sews it back into a large piece of fabric. And then that way she's got that. You know, that piece of fabric. And then when she wants to make something new, say a small project, she's got maybe her scraps in like a shape of a fat quarter or in a shape of a half-yard piece. And then that way, when she's ready to do that, to make, you know, some other project that she has, you know, might not have any idea in mind what she's going to make with it, then she goes ahead and she's got, when she makes another project, you know, more of a small scale or whatever. Okay, so now what we're going to do, let's do one more of this fabric on this other side. So I just know I've got enough width over here. So let's do one more right here. And the other thing that we can do, so let's go ahead and just sew this straight down here. How's that sound? Let me go this way. All right, and then we'll just have some kind of little conglomeration of fabric. So you can see I had scraps here, and now I've made this into a block or a regular sheet of fabric. So we're taking our scraps and we're making something into it. All right, so there's that one. Let's go ahead and press this one more time. Lynette, just starting a scrap mystery quilt. I love it. You know what? And that's what's really fun about this, is that you can really make just about anything. All right, now, what we're going to do, let me show you what we're going to do here, is we're going to cut this into a triangle. So, let's go ahead and bring this up here. Well, I have this piece of fabric probably about 14.5 inches wide. Okay, so from here to here, it's 14.5 inches. So I'm going to kind of square this up a little bit. My ruler's not quite long enough, but we don't need this to be perfect. So I am going to cut this as a 14.5 inch area. I'm going to go over here. Let's go to 14.5 inches, and then we'll make our other side. And now I am actually going to take my longer ruler. Let me grab it. So I've got enough length. And you know what? I'm going to move this way. Let's move it this way because I think this will be interesting right here. Okay, so that is that 14.5 inches. And I am going to cut it right like that as a diagonal. I know I'm a little bit off the screen, so I'm going to come over here. I can see where my 14.5 inch mark is over here. I might need to move my sewing machine. I hope I don't drop anything crazy on the floor. Like my iPad, I did that one day. Okay, so now I'm going to just swipe this as a triangle. Okay, so you can see this piece right here that I have as a triangle. Okay, and it's just kind of random, right? Let's set this aside. I could use this as another triangle for this, if I want to make this into a quilt or something bigger. Now, we are going to take scraps, okay? And, you know, I find a lot of my things are kind of the size of binding strips. It seems like I've got a lot of, so let me grab some fabric out of the red bin that looks just good in red. I don't know, here's a piece of a gingham. Anything else I should grab out of here? I don't know, I've got several different things. Okay, so let's go with this. Now we're gonna make out a, let's go ahead and just sew these together. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna actually do red and white stripes between, so I've got my little, this was my white bin, you guys. I didn't have as much white, which, I don't know what I do with my whites. I think that's pretty funny, don't you think? I just didn't have as much white. That's funny. Okay, here's a piece of red and white polka dot. Let's go ahead and do these two first. And we're gonna make some strips here. So let me look again at my fabrics. Yeah, that was a binding. That was something. I don't know what this was. That's a very old fabric. Let's go ahead and start with these two. So let's sew these two together. I will start right here. I'm gonna just sew these two randomly together. And we're gonna just randomly sew together some stripes that aren't necessarily matching. We're not gonna worry if our stripes are straight per se. We're gonna just go with what we've got. Although it looks like I've got some pieces here that could be anything. And we're gonna make it look like that same triangle, and we will sew these together. All right. And we're just not gonna worry about things matching. I think this is probably plenty long, but I could use this as, I'll stop right there for right now. I could use this as a, so let's see if this matches. This is long enough because we want that to go across there. Boy, that pretty much is. That's interesting. I think that matches. Okay, let's go ahead and press this open and trim it. So let's just trim this like this. And we're, you know, when you improv quilt, you try not to use a ruler as much. You can when you want to, but sometimes you don't use a ruler. You just kind of smush everything together. Okay, let's go with another section. And how about this gingham? Let's throw some of this gingham into it. I will be able to use smaller pieces as I progress along. So let's sew this gingham to that red and white dot. So you can see what this looks like. Okay, you guys, now tell me, so I was just blown away that my scraps were mostly that, oh here, I guess I'll do this along the selvage. Might as well. I don't want those selvage holes though. So let's throw this back in here and we will cut that apart. But I just think that it's interesting the scraps that we end up with and the quantity of them. You know, it's so fascinating what we end up with. I don't know. And I'm trying to use more and more of my scraps. I think all of us have gone through. What kind of bins or how do you organize your scrap fabrics? Please share, you guys. I'm just so curious what you use for scrap fabrics. Okay, so just so you can see what's happening here, I am going to go ahead and sew this to this square. Okay, to this triangle that we have here. So I'm going to sew this right now. So I know that I'm hitting the right length for here, that this absolutely works. So let's just sew this together and you guys can see this coming together. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this on here. And then you guys have like kind of an idea of what this will be like. But you guys, what kind of bins do you use? I used to, I do have the comic boards and I do have some fabric that's maybe larger pieces. Whoops, let's see, that kind of caught in there, the raw edge. Go ahead and lay that back down. I have some that I have folded up on comic board. So if you use comic kind of like a poster board cord. They're considered to be acidic, not acidic, and acid-free. And you can wrap your fabrics around that. And then in the old days, I used to just have these little white bins that were from the dollar store. And I went to the dollar store and they didn't have white bins. They just had like these colorful bins. And I don't know, I just was really kind of stuck on my little white bins. Because I kind of want to get all my scraps in similar bins, but I have like a bin of brown fabrics, a bin of black and gray I have to combine together. I don't have nearly as much purple. I'm going to just take this off here, and we could even make some wavy stripes. Maybe I'll show you guys how to do that. So hold on for just 1 minute. Let's grab this fabric. Well, I don't know if I want to do that right now, but I can show you different ways to do some improv. Well, let's not use a ruler. Let's try to put our ruler away if we can. And let's just go ahead and cut it. All right. And this will have to get smaller. And I've got to find some more white. But I might not be able to find white that's in a long piece. Okay, I'm going to put away those fabrics for right now. Let's go ahead and press this so you can see how this is looking. All right, now we're going to want to press this a little bit more. But look how these were just in a scrap bin, and now they have some purpose, right? And you could make your squares, your strips, so that they're not, they're measured out, and maybe you're going to do 1-inch strips and then maybe do a 2-inch strip. Let's see if I've got a longer piece. I've got this linen fabric. I've got some linen. Let's throw some linen in here. Let's throw fabric from something different, another kind of texture. I love having things with different textures and different materials in it, personally. And this linen is some really nice linen. Okay, and then we're going to cut this again. Let's go ahead and just pull this over. But if our stripes are a little wavy, well then they look like wavy stripes. And it looks fun and kind of a little wonky, you know, but it's playful, right? Okay, I don't need to go so far over because we're going to eventually make this into a triangle. So let me just pull that off. Okay, now I'm going to cut this linen right here again. And you know what I made this for is I made my kids I made my kids like a little baptism outfit is what this white linen is from. So let's go ahead and just pull this over here. So I mean, all of these fabrics have memories, and it's fun to use those memories. Okay, let me read your comments about, oh, is that a strip? Oh, that's a pretty fabric. Let's use some of this where we don't need, let's use some of this for towards the bottom of the white. Okay, let's go back to another color. Here we have this fabric. I have memories of this fabric. How about we use this one? I think we'll be able to do that. Let's do that about the center of this. Let's see if that's big enough for our triangle. I don't know. Maybe we'll use this fabric because it's a little bit longer. Not sure. Okay, let's just throw this on here. And let's press this real fast before we do that. And then we'll go with another red. Okay, so let's see here. Laura bought 25 clear shoebox size when they were on sale for $1 each. And she has a lot of scraps by size because she's got an Quilt die cutter. Okay, Laura, that's really smart. That's what I need to find is a sale. Robin has Roy G. Biv bins of fat for fat quarter size, and then she cuts squares from smaller pieces. A bin for binding leftovers. Oh, and yardage is folded by the Roy G. Biv. Oh, Roy G. Biv is the rainbow. I like that, Robin. Oh my gosh. And then if she has special collections, yep. Then she has like a bin for specific collections like batiks, Yep, I kind of like to do that same thing. Okay, this is actually, you guys, this is a memory from you. This is remember when we made the farmhouse quilt? This was a fabric from that collection, from that Nancy Zeman fabric collection. So this is, and we made that quilt together, that farmhouse window quilt. The free pattern I have at Stitches Quilting. So this actually makes me think of all of you guys. It's so fun. I love it. Boy, I really like the way you do yours. I like everything kind of organized by the rainbow too. I really do, Robin. I like that too. Okay, so let's take this and then let's cut this down, and we're not going to try to be perfect here. So let's just go like this. All right, let's cut that shorter. I don't think I have much more to go. Let me see if I can find another piece of whitish fabric that's maybe in a longer segment. Let's see here. I need to see how much more I've got. Well, this is annoying. Look at this. That's all sewed together, but that's okay, right? Let's see here. I'm kind of, well, this is interesting. That's in white. Wouldn't that be fascinating? That toile. Okay, let's press this again. Sorry, guys. And we're going to get so that we're at the size of the triangle. Okay, and then we're going to just make this into a square. And what could we make with this? Gosh, we could make anything with this. Okay, I need another piece of white. Let's see where we're at with this, with a 14.5 inch. So we only need something that's about, oh yeah, okay, let's look at this. We only need something that is about that long for white. So how many inches is that? That's like maybe a 12-inch strip. Let's see what I have that's 10 or 12 inches. Let me just find something. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is a solid white. At least it's in a strip, right? So we only need about that much on there. Let's go ahead and do it. I am surprised that I lack white fabrics. I mean, what the heck? I just think that's like unusual for me. But maybe not in my older days. I mean, I've been quilting and sewing for maybe 25, well, been sewing most of my entire life. But quilting, I guess 25, well, more than that years. Maybe 27 years, I can't remember. Yeah, 27 years, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and slip this off. I'm gonna come in here, just kind of go in, go this way. Let's maybe make this a little bit wider. And let's sew another piece of red right here. I think we could use maybe this piece. This piece is from the Quilt Maker collection. I don't know if you remember that book, The Quilt Maker's Gift. Let's see if this is long enough. Oh, let's see. How about these scraps? Oh, I could be piecing other strips of things together. How long is this? Hold on. Oh, yep, that's 11 inches. Let's use this. I think it'll work. And then we have to use that Quilt Maker's Gift fabric as the next red. That's going to be really pretty. I think that will work. I'm going to kind of center where this triangle is about, so I know where the center point is. So my center point is right here. So I've kind of did a finger pressing of that, and the center of this one is about right here. So let's go ahead and line these up approximately, these centers. Things don't have to be perfect, right? But I'm just taking advantage of the piece that I have and just kind of centering it along that. Okay, let's sew this on there. We'll sew this piece to it and then one more piece, and then we're done. We're gonna do that Quilt Maker's Gift, and if it's a bigger section, that's okay. Okay, let's go ahead and sew this piece to here. I know that it needs to be pressed, but we'll be okay. All right, I'm gonna kind of center those pieces on there. And then I really want to use that Quilt Maker's Gift fabric. It's from the book. It was a fabric collection that was made from a book. Oh, Oh, Jane! Yeah, make a skirt or a loincloth for the tiki guy. Yes! Oh my gosh, I've got to do that. Oh, Jane, Corey would just be so excited about that. Wrap yardage on magazine boards and put them by color on the bookshelf. I totally agree with you. Okay, so that gives us a bigger strip there, but I think it looks great, doesn't it? Now we have to add, for sure, that last Quilt Maker's Gift fabric. So let's go ahead and cut this out. Maybe my white background ones, I actually kind of put them with fabrics that were in the color. I'll have to look and see. Okay, so this is the Quilt Maker's Gift fabric. It's just like little pieces of a quilt. It's so fascinating how when we revisit these fabrics, it brings back a flood of memories, which I think is a lot of fun. Okay, so now we're going to take this and we're going to triangulate this off. All right, so let's press this one more time, and I think this will be big enough for our quilt, for our block that we're making. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to just kind of square this off. I'm going to push my sewing machine, hopefully without dumping anything on the ground. And let's go ahead and square it off. Okay, so we have this at 14.5 inches. I sure hope, or 14 inches, we could take it down. But no, I'll have plenty for this 14.5 inch. Okay, so let's go ahead and slice this. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. How about at that half mark? Maybe at the right there. Okay, so then I'm going to bring this over here. Let me measure this out so I can see that I'm cutting along this 14.5 inch mark. I'm measuring on my board. Okay, that looks great, doesn't it? Oh, I had another piece underneath there. That's funny. Okay, now I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to once again do this at about the 14.5 inch mark. Let me move my ruler over. I think that's what that is. Here's that other piece of fabric sitting there. That'll give me some more unusual pieces. Okay, you guys, look at that. That looks great. Okay, let me flip to the front camera view. Okay, isn't this fun? I mean, we have something that's kind of put together, and we spontaneously did it with just our fabric scraps. I almost wish I would have put a little bit more color, different shades of blue up here instead of just all navy. I wish I would have, because then you could see the differences in the fabrics there. I want to press this really good, but what a great quilt block. Don't you guys think? I mean, it works out great. So if I were doing this again, I would use maybe different shades of blue up here so that I had a little bit more differentiation in here. So Diane says she makes her own fat quarters, charms, and jelly roll and layer cakes. You absolutely can. So, you know, there are so many different things that we can do. I mean, it's amazing how we just don't need to keep doing this. Okay, so now I can take this square and I can square this down even more and decide what I want this to be and to become. So you can see that we have just all these random scraps with these random scraps would be fun to work with again and to duplicate them into something else. And same with that blue, but I think I would do a little bit more different shades of blue, but that actually looks really pretty. Anyways, isn't it great that we can take something that we think is nothing? It's just our scraps of fabric, which we don't think that, huh? Because we save them. But it's fun to be able to pull out those scraps of fabric and to make them into something special and to be spontaneous with them. It doesn't have to slice off the blue and add more color to that blue. You know what? I will do that. I might just unpick this, and instead of having this be so dark, I'm gonna probably throw in like some royal blue in there, or even maybe something like an aqua blue or something like that, and get some more change in there. I can't say that big long word right now, but I think that's definitely what I would do. So you guys, but it's amazing how we can take nothing and make it into something. I had a girlfriend today. She lost her father this last week. I took over some things to them this morning, and her mom lives there in a condo, which is a second house for her. Her mom has cancer, and then her dad had dementia, just really horribly bad. I mean, it was just so difficult. And it's so sad sometimes to see different things. Oh, this would make a great 4th of July pillow. You are so right. But you know, there's lots of things that go on in the world and in life, and we just need to treasure, and we need to celebrate, and we need to enjoy and appreciate the good times that there are, because there are times when hardship comes and tough times roll in. And this family really believes that he's in a place of peace because he had dementia just so badly. But I just want to encourage you guys to just relish every moment. When you feel impressed to do something for somebody else, reach out and do it. Sometimes we feel awkward or we feel strange, but do it. And you know what? We can make something that scraps and make it special for somebody else, or for ourselves, because these are definitely some special fabrics. I have memories of sewing that quilt with you guys years ago. Here's some white linen I used for some different projects. And I have memories of making things with just about every single one of these fabrics. So you guys, I love you so much. Pull out some of your scraps, throw together something that's improv, something that is just fun to do. And I am going to make this into a 4th of July pillow and toss that out on our front porch or whatever we can do. And you can make this be whatever colors you want. But just an idea and just a thought to even take a 9-patch block and then to hodgepodge different fabrics together and then make a 9-patch block. So you can take some traditional blocks and use them in an improv and put them together in an improv way. So just a great idea. And I love what Amanda does, where she takes the scraps from a fabric collection, she sews them together, and then she sets it aside for when she wants to make something with that beautiful fabric collection that she loved so much to make it into a quilt, but then she makes it into something different. So, okay, you guys, I will see you guys a little bit later. It's so fun to hang out with you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making my life so rich and full by being here and being present. And I appreciate all you guys. I hope that this just gave you a little bit of flavor of anything that we can do, and we can have a lot of fun. So follow your intuition, help other people that are out there in the world, and take some time for yourself. And love yourself as much as other people love you. Okay, so be generous with yourself too. Love you. Talk to you later. And we'll see you on Friday at noon. All right, have